Oh, they're doing this thing over here. Can you hear that noise in the background loud?
No, not really.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lord.
All right, so I'm sure people are slowly trickling in here. I can see the number of our attendees are going up. And so I'll just give a quick minute for folks to get on. Welcome to another CivSalon with AARP and CicLAvia. My name is Stephanie Ramirez, an Associate State Director of Community with AARP California. And I'm delighted that you have joined us for today's lunchtime virtual chat, which I promise will be a dynamic presentation and discussion highlighting LA culture and civic issues. You'll be listening as we showcase Angelinos who are not only reclaiming the outdoors and staying connected with their communities through the COVID-19 pandemic, but are true age disruptors. And before I introduce our moderator for today's conversation, who'll be introducing our special guest speaker, let me make some housekeeping announcements. So today we will be using the Q&A feature, which you can find on the bottom right-hand side of your screen for today's participants to enter questions for the presenter to respond to. And then we are recording today's session and we will be sharing the link with participants and posting the link on AARP California's Facebook page, along with CicLAvia's social media channels. So now let me turn it over to our moderator, Tafarai Bain, who currently serves as the Chief Strategist for CicLAvia. Tafarai?
Thank you, Stephanie. Good afternoon, everyone. So excited to continue our series of CivSalons, civic conversations around civic issues and LA culture and life. This particular series, we partner with AARP to talk with really prominent, awesome Angelinos who are showcasing great ways they are staying connected and being active and outdoors. And we are super excited to have our guest today. If you've been to a CicLAvia event, I'm sure you've seen her. She was on a skateboard, carrying a cool umbrella and riding around carefree and easy, having a great time. And you looked at her and was like, wow, she's cool. Wish I was like her. Her name is Swee. Swee, so excited to have you today. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah.
The weather's a little gray this morning, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, but the sun is coming out, or maybe it did already. Yeah.
As LA tends to do, the sun is peaking. We're so excited to have you. I think just so that folks really get an idea of what I'm talking about, I'm going to share this picture really quickly, of awesome Swee out having a good time at a CicLAvia event. And, just being, I don't know, I used to skateboard when I was a kid. And I don't anymore because personally, I've gotten kind of scared. And so whenever I see you, you inspire me so much. And I really want to understand, like, how do you stay inspired to be so active? Tell us about it.
Oh, well, how do I stay so active?
Yes.
Well, I just do it because I like to be outdoors, and I live close to the beach. And then I have CicLAvia, and CicLAvia really got me into skateboarding because I was like, I used my first skateboard that I bought for $5 at CicLAvia. So,
You bought your first skateboard, it was $5?
Yeah, it was a $5 fine. And I asked one of my friends to get me one from the swap meet. I said, let me try and see how it goes. I'll get a cheap board first. And if I like it, then I can graduate on to something better. But I learned on a $5 board.
So wait. So you walked into one day you walked into a store, was like, I want a $5 skateboard. No, tell me what inspired you to go pick up that board that day.
Oh no, he got it for me. This friend of mine.
But,
yeah, I told him to for
you
him
told
to
him
get
you
me
told him
like
to.
a,
So
yeah.
what inspired you to ask him to tell him to get that board for you?
Oh, because I said, look at these kids, you know, they are skateboarding. And I said, it looks like it's so much fun. And I think I want to try. I want to see how whether I can do it, you know, because I was already rollerblading then. And I said, I already have some balance. So maybe I should try this because it's like cool and fun, you know. The kids seem to be doing it out without any problems. You know, they are just rolling on the street.
Let me get this straight. At some point in your life, you retired from your previous profession and you decided, I'm going to pick up rollerblading, or I'm going to pick up skateboarding. Like, I don't think that's a very common story we hear in our world. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was already rollerblading. I started in 2002.
So you started rollerblading in 2002.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick up rollerblading?
Because
also something.
Thought, yeah.
Also something I did when I was a teenager too.
Yeah, because it's so cool. Skateboarding is so cool. And then I would be, you know, watching these videos. It's on Facebook all the time, you know, all these people doing, all these kids, you know, they are doing tricks, they are going downhill. And then it's like, it looks like so much fun to me. Yeah.
And
I want to try.
And then you picked up rollerblading. What inspired you to pick up rollerblading?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was an ice skater before. I did it a long time ago. And when I first came to California, I said, oh, I see these girls, they are on those quad skates. And I said, that looks like fun. I said, I wonder whether it's the same like ice skating. So I thought maybe I try quads, but it didn't work out for me. Quad skating.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. So I think not the same. Yes, you are right. I had a hard time. And I said, that's so funny because, I mean, if I can ice skate, surely I can do quads, but I couldn't. So I said, maybe I try inline.
Mm-hmm. Inline is much more similar to ice skating.
Yes, yeah. And so, and that's how I got started. And I was trying to lose weight then, and I couldn't do it from biking or from walking. And I wasn't a runner, still not a runner. So I said, let me try inline skating. And you know what? I never regretted that decision because I lost 10 pounds in 1 month. Only 4 sessions and I lost 10 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And that really was impressive for me.
So you picked up inline skating. You picked up inline skating because you wanted to be more active and get more exercise.
Yeah.
And it proved really effective for you. That's a really great story as well. So you've been very active. Do you consider yourself very active, like, you know, since you were a kid?
No, because I wasn't exposed to a lot of things when I was young. And it was only, I remember biking and having a lot of fun. I would borrow my neighbor's bike and then ride all over the town. I come from a small town. And that was really fun for me. I was really excited, but that was the only sports I was exposed to. I mean, not really sports, but it was like a casual activity. Yeah, I would run errands, you know, like on the bike. My sister would tell me, you know, go do something for me, go to the market and get something for me. And then I would ride my bike, find every excuse to ride the bike, you know, to go around the town. And so now it's the same thing again. I would ride my bike, like to do short errands.
That's funny. Small town Swee now I consider you like big city Swee, because you're all over LA
Big city.
So,
yeah.
The notion of you being from a small town actually kind of mind-boggling. Where were you? Where was your small town? Where did you grow up?
Oh, a small town. I'm from the Toronto in Malaysia.
Oh,
yeah.
Toronto in Malaysia.
Yeah, Toronto. Oh, you said it very well.
Oh, I have to say Tafari all the time, so it helps my tongue, I think.
Tafari is easy because you've got A's, you know, Tafari.
You think, but many times I have to correct people. That's really cool. When did you move to America? When did you move to the States?
I came in 1978.
Oh, really cool. And so did you move to Los Angeles area?
No, I was in Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas. Yeah. And then to LA?
And then and we were a bunch of girls. We talked amongst ourselves and we said, oh, we got to go to LA. Arkansas is not for us.
And
you got to go to the big city. You got to go where the sun is, you know.
And you never looked back, huh?
Never looked back. Yeah. Although I did leave for a little while because it was so expensive to live over here, and I left to go to Arizona. I lived in Tucson, Arizona, and then I moved again to Loma Linda, and then I came back here.
You came back. Yeah, I can tell from our experiences with you and Instagram that you love LA as much as I do. So I definitely appreciate that. You rollerblade, and you currently still rollerblade. You skateboard. You still ride bike, right? You said you rode bike.
I still will ride a bike, but I got rid of my bike because I need another one. Like maybe like a girl's bike, a step through. So it's easier because the other bike that I have that I got rid of is something that like I have to lift my leg up high. It's like a hybrid. It's a bit cumbersome. What I need is like a lady's bike. Yeah.
No, I understand.
So I still plan to do it. I miss my bike actually because like I have these little errands to do. And so sometimes I don't feel like I want to. It's too far for me to go by skateboard, or I have to walk like too far. So a bike is better.
And so
those places.
So I know you do all these things at CicLAvias, but like you skateboard, you rollerblade. When you have a bike, you bike. You in your neighborhood to do short errands, like in your own community. How far do you typically ride?
Well, you mean my which one? Bicycle, board,
whichever one you want to talk. Whichever your skateboard. How far?
Okay, I would go to the post office on my skateboard, and then the market is close by. Like if I need something small, like coffee or cream or a small bag of rice, I would ride my skateboard.
Yeah, I mean, many times I've heard civic leaders and talk about like they don't expect people will go to the grocery store on their bike or their skateboard, and that's why we have to have cars. And it's so inspiring to hear you talk about you running your daily errands, at your in your post-retirement life, like running your daily errands. On your skateboard, that's so inspiring. And I hope those civic leaders are listening, because if we built our neighborhoods to help people do that more and more safely, I think more people would go get their bag of rice, go grab coffee, go grab the coffee, I'm incredibly inspired by that. You retired. What did you do before you retired?
Oh, I was a nurse.
You have nurse energy. That makes sense. That's real cool. Did you enjoy nursing?
Yes, but I was ready to retire.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
And what year did you retire, may I ask?
Sorry?
What year did you retire, may I ask?
2012.
2012. Oh, so 2 years after CicLAvia started, you retired nursing.
Yeah. So the way I found out about CicLAvia was I was taking public transportation to go to work, and I saw these flyers on the bus, you know, and it's announcing, advertising CicLAvia, and I said, I got to go to this. I said, this is perfect for me, you know.
Awesome.
You know, it's what I like.
Real cool.
It was like, oh my God, I was like so happy to see this event. Yeah, that they closed the streets, you know.
Was that the first one? You know,
yes,
yes.
Yeah.
Real cool. So you went to the first CicLAvia ever.
Yes. Although I didn't have any pictures, which was kind of sad because I went on a bicycle.
You'd be surprised. CicLAvia barely has any pictures of the first event. So I think everybody, we did the first event, everybody was still wondering if we're going to do a second event. So so I want to transition a little bit. Then we can talk more about CicLAvia a little bit later. But I want to talk a little bit about the pandemic. You know, we just went through this time. I feel like you're very you stay very connected in your community, both by being outdoors, actively being out there, but also, you know, I know you're very social and you're out talking to people and engaging. And during the pandemic, we kind of lost that for a second. So I'm curious, like, what did you do during the pandemic to kind of stay healthy?
During the pandemic, so I did a lot of gardening and cleaning, decluttering, that sort of thing. And I was always thinking, oh gosh, this is the time during the pandemic because the streets are empty, isn't it? So it's like perfect, you know, for me to go out and, you know, like do what, but I couldn't at that time because we were also nervous about this virus, you know, about COVID, you know. And it was like a sad time for me because when you go out, people are like distancing themselves from you. It was like you couldn't even talk to them, you know. And it was like, it was like depressing. But I kept myself busy with my cleaning house and gardening. Whenever I could. Your
garden. Tell me more about your garden.
My garden is a mess. I need to get rid. I'm cleaning out the plants now. I'm trying to, you know, like keep the nice plants and then just discard the old ones. I'm into succulents. So I grow a lot of succulents, which doesn't demand a lot of care, but we do need a rain for them to perk up.
Did you garden?
Rain would do it.
Did you garden before the pandemic?
Oh, yes. I've always been a gardener. I mean, for quite a long time. Ever since I moved into my house, the first thing I did was remove the grass, and it took me 1 year. I did it by myself. I didn't hire a gardener. I came with my shovel and I just pushed down on it and dug out the grass slowly. Bit by bit, patch by patch.
That's amazing. During the pandemic, what do you feel like when you were in the garden? Was there a special focus for you during the pandemic? Were you doing any particular projects in the garden during the pandemic? You know, what was different about your gardening during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, what was different? I was just still like cleaning up, you know.
It seems
trying
like
to make everything nice, you know, like orderly, you know, getting rid of those excess plants. Just cleaning up, period.
That's great. How'd you stay connected outdoors at all? Did you ever go outdoors at all?
Yes. I did go to the market, although everybody said, don't go out. but I had to still go out and buy groceries, and it was like, so I went out, although I didn't skateboard that much during that time, because I was like, so preoccupied. Yeah. I was taking care of my husband, he was sick then. So it was like a double whammy for me, during that time, COVID, and then taking care of my husband,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of us had to deal with some difficult moments during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel like the gardening was the main way you dealt with yours?
Yeah. Yeah. The garden did give me some release, and cleaning house also gave me some kind, because it's very therapeutic, gardening. Even when you water the plants, or you are digging out weeds, or like I tell my neighbors, I like to play with the dirt, I said, because they see me gardening, and they say, oh, you work so hard. I said, oh no, I'm not working hard, I'm just playing with the dirt.
What are some of your favorite kinds of succulents?
Oh, I like the agave. The way, the agave, it's like that leaf structure, and the green, it stays evergreen. And I like the aeoniums, which like bright red, or is it maroon? And then they, depending on how much sun it gets, you have this dark color. And then if it doesn't get enough sun, it's like greener, and those I like. And the whole bunch of succulents, I have a lot of them. Like the Chinese pagoda, I like, which goes up to 12 inches. And then you have this little stems coming out like that, and it looks like a pagoda. Yeah. And the senecio, which is blue, is ground cover. And instead of growing grass, you can plant senecio, and it covers up your green patch. Yeah. I love them all. It's like hard for me to decide. Yeah.
I feel like you might have a career in garden design.
Somebody said that a long time ago, but it's almost like, because I have a tendency to collect plants. So it's like, I want everything. And, but I'm learning. I learned that you could cluster like a bunch of succulents together. Like you can grow aeoniums, and then on the side, you can grow your senecio, and then you can grow some other kind of short succulents, so you have some height, the aeoniums are higher, and then you have some lower ones down at the bottom.
Really cool. I could listen to you talk about succulents all day.
I know.
I do love plants. I became kind of a plant person during the pandemic myself. I bought a few. I have a hard time taking care of them though. I get kind of distracted. So we had a couple of questions from the audience back in reference to your skateboarding in your community. And one person asked, what are the older adults who see you skateboarding in your neighborhood? Do any of them ever say anything to you? What do they say?
Oh, actually, when one time I encountered somebody, many times, but this lady in particular, she wanted to try my skateboard, and she was like, just decided that she wants to do it, and I said, okay. I said, well, I don't know about that. I said, I said, have you done it before? Because I don't want her to fall, and I'll be, in trouble.
I don't want to be liable.
I know. But then she said no. And then another time, this lady, she said she skateboard. So I said, oh, really? I said, maybe we can skateboard together, like let's go to the beach and do it. And she goes, oh, I only skateboard around in the garage. She goes, oh, and that's the end, the end of, I thought she like can do like me, go along, but the guys are more adventurous, the guys.
Well, if and it ties into a question someone asked, actually two questions people asked. One in reference, do you think it was easier to find your balance on skateboards because you rollerbladed? Like, you think there's some this kind of helped you with the balance there?
Definitely, yes. I don't think I would be able to skateboard if I hadn't rollerbladed before.
Oh, so maybe that's a little pro tip. Like, hey, you want to maybe find levels to it, get some rollerblades, then jump to the skateboard. That's a good one.
Because rollerblading requires you to bend your knees, and the same with skateboarding. So we already know how, skateboarders, inline skaters already know how to bend their knees. Just like in ice skating, the first thing that I learned from the instructor was you bend your knees. So when I started inline skating, right away, I know that I got to bend my knees. So it was like, I already knew that concept. It was like muscle memory. Yeah.
It sounds like a kind of basic instruction, right? Like, make sure to bend your knees, but you don't really think about how, like it's a commitment to bend your knees and make sure you're doing it.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. And you start really noticing your knees when they start making weird noises when you bend them. You're like, oh, that's different. And so, our knees are incredibly important for our parts of our body. It's great. And what tips do you have for people to overcome their fear of falling, which is actually, being a tall guy and not being scared of my skateboard? Most of that is about not wanting to fall 6 feet down.
Okay. I would recommend, because the board that you get is very important. So you would want to get a long board, a board that is not so high above the ground. My board is only 4 inches above the ground. So my center of gravity is already there, is centered already, being a low board. So that really helps a lot. And if I have to get on a higher board, it's very awkward for me. So getting a board that is suitable for you and try not to go too fast. I don't do tricks.
I'm all looking at I brought my skateboard out for this conversation because I was like,
oh, okay. Really? What kind of board is that?
It's an old board that I had for a while. You can see my triumphant youthful fist on it because I was one of those kids.
Okay. And your wheels are small, so that's a big board. Yeah.
And hard, and they're really hard wheels too. That's the other thing. I think soft wheels makes learning a skateboard easier and skateboarding easier. And like you said, that low board, that really, you're right. It really helps to lower center of gravity. Then you don't feel so like so unstable.
Yeah.
And that stability helps you to be more confident.
Yes. And also, instead of doing the high kick, you do the low kick.
Right.
So that helps me. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
not able to do the high kick.
And I think your skateboarding style, I don't think anybody has any complaints about how awesome you look. So this is some pro tips right here for sure coming from Swee. And I think you're helping everybody take a step in terms of more active life, which is really awesome. Rollerblades, skateboarding, biking, you can do all those things at CicLavia's. And, reopening means we get CicLavia back, but you can be outdoors again. So what's that been like? Talk about now that we're kind of stepping back into, closer to normal kind of situation. And, being able to do the things we used to be able to do. What's that been like for you? What's some of those things you've done so far that you've been really excited about?
You mean?
Being outdoors, being able to go to things.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, relief, that you are able to breathe again. Like, that you don't have to be like secluded. I mean, like being outdoors, being out in the sun, almost like being normal, like I've already, started doing the things that I've been like taking public transportation, you know, and going places, and like going to the beach, you know, I take the bus.
Talk about that. Talk about that. You take you take the bus. How's that? What is that like for you?
What is it like? It's okay. I like it. I mean, it's like, it's no problem. I've been doing it for so long now. It's like, why should I stop? You know?
So
why should I stop doing it? I just wear my mask, like they say for you to do.
And before the pandemic, you rode the bus your whole life.
I mean, I've been doing it for a long. I was already taking public transportation when I was working. So I mean, for 6 years before I retired. So it's like, when I wasn't doing it, I was like uncomfortable because I was so used to going places on public transportation.
Name one thing that you really appreciate about it? Like what's something, you know, one of those pros about taking the public transportation?
Name one thing about, sorry,
what's one thing you love about it?
Well, it gets you places. And it's convenient. You don't get to park. When you're driving, you have to worry about traffic, and you are driving, and it's like, I'm so nervous sometimes because I'm nervous. I'm on the freeway because all those trucks. Like one time I was like a passenger going to Long Beach on the freeway, and I was so nervous because all these big trucks. And then but if you are a passenger in a bus, you don't have to worry about traffic. You know, you just sit back and relax, and and it's cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that part the best. And all I gotta do is just walk to the bus stop. Yeah, and hop on the bus. It's like I have a private chauffeur.
You should make commercials for Metro. So open street events. You like open street events, huh?
Yes, I do. I love them.
An open street event, for our viewers, open street event is what Ciclovia is. And any event that takes street space and lets people removes cars from it and lets people play in it. So there's other things like CicLavias that are similar. You said you went to the first Ciclovia ever, huh?
Yes, I did.
What do you really love about Ciclovia, or open street events in general, Ciclovias in particular?
What do I like about them?
Yes.
Because it's open for everybody to use, and you don't see any vehicles, and you only see people and bikers, and everybody seems to be so happy, and they are smiling, and you really feel connected with the community, I think, when you are out amongst a mass of people, and it seems like we are all having fun. We are all enjoying what we are doing, and it's like a breath of fresh air. I don't know what other adjectives I should add.
We should have you make commercials for us. So you've been to every Ciclovia?
Almost, although I did miss the one in Pasadena because I wasn't in town.
So
I did miss one in Long Beach.
I believe we're coming up on our 38th event. So that would be about 30 with Long Beach. We didn't do one in Long Beach, so that wasn't us.
Yeah, right.
So you probably been to 36 of our events, something like that, huh? Real cool. You said you found a flyer on a bus. Do you always go to Ciclovias with friends, or you go by yourself?
I try to go, with friends if I can get somebody to go with me, but for some reason they are not able to. But I remember this one time I was waiting at the bus stop and to go to Ciclovia, and and my neighbor came along and she asked me where I'm going. And I said to her, I'm going to Ciclovia. And she said, where's that? And so I got into a conversation with her and I told her, I said, you want to come? And she came along with me. And she walked 12 miles that day. And that was like in South LA.
Oh, that's really
And I remember I was, that day I was wearing a dress, that red dress, and somebody took a picture of me.
Oh, we probably have a picture of you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got a picture of you at every Ciclovia, I'm sure.
I don't know why, for some reason, I said, let me wear this dress. I want to wear this dress to go there.
Real cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you come to Ciclovia, you always take public transit?
Yeah, almost always, because it is like easier to get there by public transit. Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, what else have you been doing since reopening? So you've been to our 2 Ciclovias, right? You've been,
right.
What else have you been doing?
What else I've been doing? Oh, I've got this regimen now. Every Wednesday, I would go rollerblading, and then and during Sunday, I would go to the beach and skateboard. So that's my routine now. Yeah,
yeah. I've seen your beach pictures on your Instagram. Like, I mean, I've always had a goal of trying to get to the beach like weekly. I'm born and raised in LA, and I've never in my life met this goal. So I'm really, really excited about hearing about your goal of that and seeing you successfully do it. You seem like you meet new people every time, and you're just doing random stuff. Tell me about your beach adventures.
Oh, my beach adventures. Oh yeah. I met this couple, and they. Oh, you know what? I was over there. I happened to be there. I didn't know about this event. It was the Sketchers Walk, Friendship Walk, peer-to-peer.
Oh.
And so I went there and I said, why are there so many people here? So anyway, then I said, oh, it's Sketchers Walk, peer-to-peer, and they have it every year. So I decided I was on my skateboard, and I decided to, do the route that they do. And then they have these pom-pom girls. Is that what you call them? They lined up along the route.
And cheerleaders?
And then they So when I passed by them, I got on low on my board, and then I went like this with my hand, and then I go like this, like touch every pom-pom.
Yeah.
And they had so much fun. They were like so like hilarious to see me.
Real cool.
Because it was like everybody was walking and quiet, Mm-hmm. But here I come along, and then I shook up.
You're on your skateboard, right?
Right. And then there was a band over there, the school band, and they saw me too, and they asked me whether I want to play their instruments. So somebody allowed me to do the drums. So I tried the drums, and then another kid gave me the cymbals. Is that what you call it? The cymbals? Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know how to hold it. It was like a certain technique to hold the cymbals. And then I went clang, clang, clang. And I was like, clanging the cymbals to the people that were walking on it and Sketchers Walk. Real cool. So it was so much fun that day.
This is that was just a random visit to the beach turned into
it was a random, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then another time, I saw this couple, and now we are fast friends. I made friends with them. They are skateboarders, this couple.
Real cool.
And so we are going to be skateboarding now, like on a regular basis together. Mm-hmm. And I gave them some tips. She was wearing her wrist guard wrong. And I say, oh, your wrist guard should be this way, not this way. See? So now we are fast friends, and we are going to like skateboard and then go to lunch later. Yeah. But then I'm already, when I'm rollerblading, I rollerblade with this friend, and then we go eat also after that. Yeah.
Cool. So where do you, so we got I think every guest on our series, we're going to be asking about their favorite food places to go. So
okay.
I think as we've nicely transitioned into your turn. What are some of your favorite food places you've been going to since we've been reopening?
Okay, so I I like Indian food. So I went to this place over there on Sepulveda. We went there and India sweets. Yeah, it's vegetarian curry. Yeah, and they have served chapati on the side. And then we went to In-N-Out too. We had burgers, and I hadn't had a burger in so long, and was like, oh gosh, I'm craving for a burger. So we went to In-N-Out, and then we tried this carnecitas one time. Yeah, it was somewhere nearby the beach. And then I also like Chinese food. Yeah, so these were some of the foods that I had tried recently. Yeah. I like every kinds of food.
You eat out a lot in LA?
LA, because it's further away. Not so much, but when I do, I like to go to Chinatown, and I like to have these noodles, and they are called chow fun. It's the white noodles, and then they have this gravy, and then they have the shrimp, the egg shrimp chow fun noodles. That's my favorite.
You're making
over
people
there in Chinatown.
I think you're making people in the audience hungry already. What's your favorite part of the region of the area to eat in?
The region, usually in the South Bay.
South.
Yeah.
Well, what's some? So those are some of your favorite spots in the South Bay. Any other ones?
Any other ones? Because I don't really venture out there, so I don't know of any other places.
No worries. But that's your favorite. That's your favorite area to eat in, though.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What anything else you've been doing? I hear you've been sneaking in the swap meeting.
Oh, swap meets, yeah, because like I told you, I'm in the process of decluttering. So I decided to do this, and so I found out about this swap meet place at West High, and they are, you can rent a space there for $10, and then you can display your wares. So I was there two times already. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I'm going to go do it again, because it's like a good way to get rid of your stuff,
What kinds of stuff are you, what are you selling?
Well, what sells? I know. It depends what you sell. Tools seems to sell, and games. That's what people like. But the other things and odds and ends, I was able to make some money,
Cool. You said you're going to be down there again. What you want to tell folks where you're going to be at again? And
yes, I'm going to be out there again December 11th. Yeah.
Oh, so if you want to meet Swee and maybe shop some of her wares, she'll be at December 11th at the
West High Swap Meet.
There you go. And you can check out some of Swee's wares.
Yeah, they have like this parking lot with a lot of cars, and you are allowed 3 parking spaces. So there's plenty space for you to. Tafarai, why don't you join one time if you want to think about decluttering anything?
I mean, I guess I could sell some comic books.
Yeah, that will go.
I would definitely consider it. So any other really cool things you've been doing since the reopenings happened you want to share with the audience?
I guess that's about it.
Cool. You've been busy though. Started a whole new business, been going to open street events, and been eating around the region. Must be nice. It's nice to be able to get back outdoors, huh? Yeah,
it is. It's nice to be. I'm so happy that CicLAvia is back again, Yeah, it was like, gosh, during the pandemic, it was like, it would have been a good time, really. Well, not really, because you cannot have big clusters of people. But I read that in San Francisco, they had closed a lot of the streets, and people were having a great time. Yeah, they were like, wow, the streets finally belong to them again. and somewhere I forgot where it was in San Francisco, but they occupied their streets again. But they want, I'm not sure whether they're going to do it on a permanent basis, like just close that street completely to cars and have the people own their street on that block.
Yeah, it sounds like
where it was exactly.
It sounds like a cool program. Oh, we had one more question from the audience too. I want to jump on that real quick before we move out. My thing's rolled. Somebody asked, I said, have you fallen before? And if so, how did you get back on your board?
Yes, I have fallen before, and I cracked my teeth.
Wow.
Yeah, I tripped over a hose. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. And how did I get back on it? Well, I just got back on it because that was like a freak accident, It was just because I didn't see that hose in front of me, because I was like, my attention was diverted somewhere. So I just got back on, and I wasn't really hurt very much. And I remember falling over there by USC also. I tripped also over some palm fronds. They were like laying them out on the street, and I was like, I thought I could go over it, but no, that's not a good idea. So I fell and I hurt my knee a little bit. So now I wear my knee pads, and so, yeah, and I have tripped over like, those tiny little pebbles.
Oh, yes. Those are the worst.
Yes, those are the worst. Yeah. And then you like go, like this, Yeah. A tiny one. The big ones you can see, but it's the tiny ones.
It'll stop the whole wheel. The skirt.
That's right. And it goes like that,
There's a funny episode of The Simpsons about this whole thing. Bart trips over a little itty bitty pebble.
Is that right? Oh, yeah. I gotta watch that. I'll
share. I'll find a clip for you and I will share it. It's pretty hilarious.
Okay.
There was a couple other questions we got from the audience. Tell us about some of the friends you made at CicLAvia.
Well, I made friends with you, and then Stephanie, and then Jennifer. So many. Oh gosh, the list is endless. Joni, Kenny, Thomas, Joe. Who else? Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah, it's endless. I made so many friends. Yeah, I just cannot begin to say.
That's great. CicLAvia, a great place to meet new friends.
Yeah.
So what are some of the places that you got to visit at CicLAvia that you may not have been able to get to if otherwise?
Some of the places that I
some of the neighborhoods that you visited at CicLAvia because of CicLAvia.
Like if not for like San Gabriel, which is so far away, if they hadn't done that, I wouldn't. But of course, that's not CicLAvia. It's SGV. But over there,
we did the one.
Who else? Wilmington, yeah, because I seldom go there. And if not for CicLAvia, I might not go there, because and then Pasadena, and Culver City. I mean, it's close enough, but still it's like, you got to take this bus and then got to take the train to go there. I went there. If not for, if not for CicLAvia, I might not go.
Real cool. That's real cool. It's great. CicLAvia is really happy to be showing people new places to visit. And it's great to hear that we helped you.
Yeah. A way to explore. Yeah. Another neighborhood. So yeah, that's one thing about CicLAvia. It makes you want to like, oh, this event, a CicLAvia is over there. I've never been there before. Oh, so let's make it a point to go over there and check it out,
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And just a reminder, our next CicLAvia is December 5th. And it will be in South LA again. So we'll be back in South LA.
Right.
One of my favorite routes.
Oh, so Tafara, I want to ask you about the road. How is it?
The route?
The route and is it okay? Is it is it
paved?
The route is flat, but
yeah.
Is Martin Luther King Boulevard, is it gravelly?
No, it should be in good condition. Typically, we work with the city to make sure to check about potholes and to make sure it's in fair condition. So it should be okay. And then the route is going to be on King Boulevard to Crenshaw Boulevard, between Central Avenue. So Central Avenue, we'll start at Central and then King Boulevard all the way to Crenshaw, and then north on Crenshaw to Exposition Park. Exposition train station, Expo train station, right by Earl's Grill. It's a great community business, and they'll have a bunch of programming by the Crenshaw Mall, Angela's Funeral Home, and then all the way down to Exposition Park, and then the Central Avenue at the end. So be a great day. Really hope you can make it from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you can go to our website, and I believe Stephanie dropped it in the chat, so you could find more information about that event. Swee, you want to share any last thoughts with our audience, considering what we talked about today and our theme about staying active and being staying connected in your community?
Oh, last thoughts. I think, well, what shall I say? I'm glad that they check in, to hear me. And I thank you guys very much for having me participate in this Zoom what is it called? Webinar. These are my last thoughts, I guess. And I'm happy about CicLAvia, looking forward to the next event in South LA, and I will be there. And I'm going to try, and another friend is coming with me for sure, and he is a rollerblader, so he is coming, but I don't know about the others. I'm still trying to find out from them.
Awesome. Well, if you want to meet Swee at CicLAvia, you could become part of Swee's posse. So Swee's CicLAvia posse, and you can attend a future CicLAvia with Swee. Become a friend. And also, I think I saw somebody wanted to dub here again. December 11th, you're going to be at the swap meet, right?
Oh yeah.
December 11th, we'll be at the swap meet. So it'll be a great opportunity for you to come through and check out Swee's wares. Come on down, Swee's wares. Awesome. Thank you so much, Swee. We really appreciate having you. And again, you're one of my favorite Angelinos. So keep up the great vibe. And keep living your life, because you're inspiring mine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. I'll pass it back to Stephanie to close us out. You're muted still. We can't hear you.
Thank you, Swee. Thank you, Tafara, for just an amazing conversation. I can't tell you how many times we tend to have, I think, these nicknames for local celebrities, right? And I think I shared this with you that when I participated in CicLAvia, everyone kept referring to you as the skateboarding grandma. And it was just such a wonderful sight to see you on your board with your umbrella, and you just having so much fun. Like, it was almost like, you had been doing it for years. And I could have sworn that, maybe this is something that you did as a kid, and then, later picked up again in life. And then as you shared with us your story that, you actually just had started skateboarding when you retired from being a nurse, that to me is just incredibly inspiring. And so thank you so much for participating, for coming and sharing yourself with us. And again, I know that I shared information that if you want to see Swee in action, if you haven't seen her, whether she's rollerblading, skateboarding, or biking, you could see her at the next Ciclovia happening December 5th. And so make sure to check that out. And I also shared info with you all on our next CivSalon session, which will have Aubrey Provost, who's another Angelino that's also connecting with the outdoors, but also disrupting aging himself. That'll be happening next, not this Thursday coming up, but in 2 weeks, Thursday, December 2nd, same time. And so make sure that you share the link, RSVP, and we're so happy to have joined, for you to have joined us today for our conversation with Tafari and Swee. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And hopefully we'll see you, whether it is at the next Ciclovia or maybe at the swap meet with Swee, where we'll be duking it out for some of her wares, or at the next CivSalon happening on December 2nd. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Stephanie.